So help me God.
So help me God.
Since his inauguration day, President Donald Trump has pushed for tariffs as a means of bringing manufacturing back to the U.S. Now, the most sweeping tariffs yet are kicking into effect on Thursday. He's enacting a universal tariff of 10% on all countries and raising it to 15% for all countries that the U.S. has a trade deficit with. The tariffs will also be significantly higher on 26 other countries. All as Canada, one of our biggest trading partners, already saw its tariffs go up last week. Canadian imports that are not exempt from a previous agreement are now slapped with a 35% tariff.
Canada is starting to shift from reliance to resilience.
Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney calling this a hinge moment in U.S.-Canada relations.
We're going to write our own story rather than let others dictate theirs to us.
That's tariffs.
The president has long argued that tariffs will pressure companies to move their operations to the U.S. to avoid being taxed, which is why the White House is boasting of a new planned investment in the U.S. by tech giant Apple. The company announcing it will spend an additional $100 billion over the next 4 years, on top of the $500 billion it committed to earlier this year. A White House spokesperson calling this, quote, another win for our manufacturing industry. The U.S. tariffs also taking aim at India. Last week, the White House announced a 25% tariff on all Indian imports set to begin this week. And on Wednesday, the White House announced that the tax will double to 50% in 3 weeks as a punishment for the country's continued purchase of Russian oil. And this additional tariff on India marks the first time that the president has used so-called secondary tariffs to put economic pressure on Russia's President Vladimir Putin to end the war in Ukraine. The president has threatened similar tariffs against other countries, including the biggest buyer of Russian energy, China. For now, reporting here in Washington, I'm Evan Koslof, Spectrum News.